Hi everyone, and welcome to the Cathemral game program. So first of all, what's Cathemral and why am I calling it a game? So I'll take you back a few weeks. I was creating cards for day one. You will see them on day one. And they were black and white cards, and I was wondering whether there's a word in English that represents day and night, black and white, dark and light. So the first thing that came to mind for me were animals. There are animals that can go out at night, right? They're called nocturnal. And then there are animals that are able to go out during the day. And I was wondering whether there are animals that are able to go out during the day and the night. And if there's a name for it, obviously. So, yes, you got it correct. There is. It's called Cathemral. Cathemral is the word for animals that are able to go out night and during the day, and they can decide whether they want to go out during the day or during the night, depending on their needs. So that reminded me a lot of our brain that is a little bit the same. It could be in the dark, it can be in the light, and we kind of decide whether we want to be here or there if we're conscious about it. And game, why am I calling it a game? Because life should be a game. It should be fun. We should be enjoying every day. If I ask a lot of people, if this was your last day on life, would you be thinking about all these things that are creating stress for you? Or would you be looking for how to have fun? And everybody always says, oh, I'll be looking for fun or for love, to be around the loved ones. I want to be in a place where I feel good. You wouldn't want to be in a place where you feel bad. So why are we wasting so much of our time every single day feeling stressed and feeling bad? So this program is divided into two stages. Stage 1, which is the brain detox, and stage 2, which is brain rehab. Now from those words you can understand already, we're talking about something similar to addiction, right? Well, we'll get to that soon, I promise. What I'm going to show you is that you're basically addicted. You're addicted to chemicals that come from your brain, and from your brain, they're distributed into your whole body. And what you do and your life is basically a result of the actions that you take because of these chemicals. So let's go back a little bit. Maybe this is too complicated right now because I haven't explained anything yet. Well, the first thing I want to teach you is about the chemistry lab, okay? This is the basic thing that I want you to know and understand. And we're going to go back to it a lot. And I really think that this is something that once you understand this and you start acting in a way that you can change this, your life is going to change, okay? So this is, if I had to teach one thing to everybody and say, this is the one thing I want you to know, and go ahead and take that and do what you need to do, it will be the chemistry lab. Okay, so what is this chemistry lab? I want you to imagine you walking into this room. This is your chemistry lab, okay? And on the front, you see a big TV on the wall, sitting there, big TV, okay? You can see that? Good. So on the right side, it's full of shelves. All of these shelves are full of glass bottles, chemistry bottles, right? They're all on the wall. And all of these bottles are full with stress chemicals. Okay, this is on the right side. So on the left side, we have all of these shelves. They have bottles too, and they're full of the chemicals that are happy chemicals, that make us feel good, that make us feel happy. Okay, so we have the chemicals on both sides. We have a TV right up in front of us. And now we have 65,000 thoughts every day. Every thought goes on that TV. It's a picture, or maybe it's a short video, but every single thought that you have is on that TV. Now, what happens with each thought? It has complementary chemicals in order for the body to know what to do with that thought, right? Because if you see a lion and you have to run for your life, that picture has to bring the chemicals of really serious chemicals of stress so that we know what to do. We'll talk about that in a minute with the caveman. But let's go back to our chemistry lab. So we have a picture. It has some chemistry connected to it, and it goes into our body. 65,000 thoughts during the day, all with chemicals. So do you see why I say we're kind of like addicts? We're addicted to these chemicals that we get. And we'll talk about that obviously a little more. We have the picture, we have the chemistry that we get from that picture. And another fact that's interesting is that they say that 95% of the day we are thinking thoughts that have to do with our past. And usually these thoughts have to do with stress chemicals. Okay? Only 5% of the day we actually take time to think about things that are good, that make us feel happy. We do things that make us feel happy. 95%, 5%. So if we're addicted to chemicals, we're basically addicted to the chemicals of stress, because that's what we're getting most of the day. And that's what our body is so used to. Okay? So let's walk out of our chemistry lab for a second. And let's go back to the caveman, okay? How does all this happen? So you go back to the caveman, he goes out to hunt, okay? They're walking in the little forest and they see a lion. What happens? Well, first of all, the parent will teach the kid ahead of time that if there is a lion, you have to do 1, 2, 3, right? Well, you have to run up a tree, or you have to turn around and run back, or maybe you just have to stay still and not move and make believe you're dead. Whatever it is, you're taught ahead of time what to do when it comes survival mode, okay? And once there's a lion and our life is dependent on what we do, we're in survival mode. So every single thing in the brain shuts down except for whatever we need in order to survive. And at that point, what happens is we just go on autopilot to do the things that we think are going to save us. Okay, that's all we can do. That's survival mode. So I call that the lion effect. And let's go back to the modern world for a minute. In the modern world, most of the stress that we have does not come from real lions. There isn't really a survival mode for most of us. So if you're sitting at home and you have a house that you're renting or that you bought, whatever it is, and you're feeling stressed because you don't have enough money, that stress is a picture on your TV, okay? Or not the stress. The picture is on your TV, and with that you get the stress chemicals that come with that. Now, the amount of stress that you can get could be the equivalent to the body is the amount of stress that you get from seeing a lion, okay? Because you feel like you're in survival mode. So what happens in the modern world? There's so many different lions that we made up stories about in our brain that are connected with stress chemicals. And then we just keep getting more and more and more and more of these stress chemicals. And our body becomes addicted to stress chemicals. Now, if you're stressed about something, remember, you are in fight and flight mode. You're in survival mode. Now, if you're stressed all day, you're in survival mode all day. That is a big, big burden on your body. That is taking so much energy out of your body. Now, not just that it's taking energy out of you and it's going to make you very tired to be stressed all the time, obviously. If you think about it, when there's a line, it goes on for an hour, half an hour, and it's over. You go back home, you're fine. But in the modern world, we have a tendency to see lions all day long. Even when we go to sleep, we can dream about those lions. So everything became so stressful in this world. So we talked about the caveman's lion. We talked about the modern life lions a little bit. And I want to take you back now to your chemistry lab, okay? So in this chemistry lab, what is the lion? It's a picture, we said, or a video on that TV, right? That's right in front of you there in this big chemistry lab. So when the lion comes, when there's a picture of a lion in the caveman's life, he gets the complementary chemicals of stress, right? In order for the body to be able to run away. So you get the voices and you get the autopilot kind of that says, okay, this is what you were taught. Take a step back, move, run away, run up a tree, lie on the ground, whatever it is that you need for survival mode, that is the only thing that you're able to do at that point. You cannot think about what you're going to be cooking for dinner right then, right? So if we take the lines from the modern world and let's put them on the TV, okay? I don't have enough money, I'm too fat, my kid is not talking to me, my parents are upset with me, whatever it is, those are on your TV, okay? And they have the complementary chemicals of stress, and those chemicals are going into your body all day long almost. Now, if these chemicals are going into your body all day long, you're getting addicted to these chemicals. And that exactly is the problem, because in fight and flight mode, with all these stress chemicals, there are only very few things that you're able to do, right? Walk away, go up a tree. Only the things that are going to help you get out of survival mode. So when do you have time to be happy? You can't be happy. You can't be creative. You can't do anything that you love, that makes you happy, that makes you feel good, because you're in survival mode all the time. So let's talk about all these pictures that you have in your TV. Basically, think of it like a playlist. So the first years of your life, that playlist is being created. And we'll go more into detail how it happens. But for the story's sake right now, I'm just going to tell you, you're programmed by your parents, your siblings, your family, your friends, whoever it is in the first 7 years. That's where most of the programming is done. And that is your playlist. Okay, so that is the playlist you're watching, and you do not have a remote, or at least you think you don't have the remote. And you have to watch everything that was programmed for you by other people. Okay, so you might be watching a news channel, if we put it like a TV. So you might be watching a news channel now, and you don't like it, and it's not making you feel good. It's making you upset because everything on that channel is full of stress. Now, if you knew that there's a remote right there next to you, you would pick up the remote and change the channel, right? For me, I would put on some good rom-com, okay? That's my favorite, all right? But what do you do if you don't know that there's a remote? You just continue watching and watching over and over again all these programs that somebody else put on your TV, not you. So those programs are not supporting you. They are supporting whatever thoughts in life these other people have. And those are your parents. So basically, you're reliving your parents' life. The thing is, nobody told you that you can change that. And a lot of times we say, oh, that's me. That's who I am. But you know what? That is not who you are. Who you are is anything that you want, and anything that you think is who you are right now can be changed. So what are we really going to be doing in this program? We understand there's an addiction to stress chemicals, and we understand that we're kind of in a fight and flight mode all the time. And we understand we do not know there's a remote there that we can change the channel. So this program is, first of all, to make you aware that there is a remote, okay? You can pick up the remote and change the channel. So first of all, we're gonna go through brain detox. The brain detox is where you learn to look at this playlist and say, oh my God, I can't believe it. I was programmed. And that is a hard part. That's why it's like detox. Because think about it, if I've been, let's say the first 7 years, we're not with a conscious mind yet. So if I'm now 54, so from the age of 47, I've been living my life on somebody else's program. And if I want to change it, imagine how long it took me to get used to this program I am working on. So if you want to change the program, it will feel very unnatural at first. It won't be easy. just like going to rehab, and the first days and weeks are your detox. Okay? So it's not easy. It doesn't feel natural. The body is going to fight it. But that's where you come in. And that's where you make the decision that you want to change. Okay? So we're going to do the detox first. I'm going to give you different tools that you can use in order to first understand your program, what you were programmed in, create a new program, and get the tools to start living a new program that at first will feel very unnatural. Okay? But I promise you, if you put in the time, if you take these tools that you're going to learn and you really, really do them as much as possible during the day, let's think about it. How many times during the day are you thinking all these stress thoughts? And you're doing it unconsciously. Well, that's not making you feel good. So if you want to learn how to feel good, you have to learn how to think differently. So you get different chemicals, the happy chemicals, coming into your body. And that is, again, a place your body is going to be very, very against you, okay? Because it's addicted to the stress chemicals. I think this kind of concludes the first part that I wanted kind of to give some information about what we're doing here and give you the power to say yes, to take the remote control and start programming your own life and your own playlist so that you can have a better life and be happier. That's what this is all about. Well, good luck, and I'll see you on day one.